Howdy, welcome to John's Backyard Tips, very first episode. Today I'm going to teach you how to water my lawn. This is the watering sprinkler system 3000 and it's the latest of its model. What you can see at the moment, it's got two taps, or three taps actually. One controls the water. These control whether or not water is flowing through these tubes. And there's two of those, making three in total. At the moment, they are currently both on. So, when you see it like that, this has opened this section in here, which means that water can flow through there. At the moment, that'll pass water through, but it's not going to be enough pressure to actually pop up the sprinklers. So, at any one time, you can have them both on and nothing will happen. You can have them both off and the whole thing will probably explode. If you want to actually water the sprinkler, you're going to need one of them on and one of them off. Okay? This one's off and this one is on. The right one goes down to the back. The left one goes around here up at the top. So if I've got this one off and this one on, it's going to water out the back. But I'm going to show you what else you have to make sure. This is our garden bed. It's got a sprinkler system hooked up and it links up with, you got it, the left side of the sprinkler system 3000. So this passes water down along here, and then there's a tap here, a secret tap which only you and I know about. Sometimes this tap gets covered with dirt, like it is right at the moment. So really great example. At the moment, this tap is on. If I turn this tap, and if I remember which direction to turn the tap, I can turn it off. Okay, this is very important if you want to water the back lawn. Okay, because if I have this on, it's going to reduce the pressure on the back lawn. So I only really turn this on when I want to water the garden bed. And then I get a little bit of pressure out the back, but not enough to water it properly. So when I want to water the back, I'm going to switch this off. Turn it off, it's righty-tighty. Righty-tighty, which I think is clockwise. There we go. Good elbow grease. That is now off. Now that I've turned the garden bed tap off, and it'll probably be off at most times, I'm ready to water the back lawn. Okay, so as you can see, I've got this one set to on and this one set to off, and this sprinkler system 3000 is ready to go. Best thing to do is just go full bore. It makes some funny noises, and you start hearing some noises go down back. Set a timer on your phone, suggest about 15 minutes, and don't ignore your timer when it goes off, because it defeats the whole purpose of putting a timer on in the first place. Welcome back. Was it your phone alarm going off? I think it was. Better not ignore it. Time to turn off the bottom sprinkler. To turn off the bottom sprinkler, you got one or two options. One is to just turn it off at the tap. If you're worried about things and things exploding, that's probably your best bet. I'm going to show you a pro tip about using the sprinkler system 3000. You can actually swap it from back to top without ever turning this off. To do that, what we can do is we can turn this one on. Okay. Then once that is turned on, we can turn this one off. Okay, that essentially switches the water from going through here to through here. Okay, let's give that a go and see what happens. Oh no! I just did what you're not supposed to do. Okay, so I accidentally turned one or both of them off, and you might have seen a little bit of water spit out from that, and I'm really worried about that now. So don't do what I just did. Instead, do the opposite. You can see that all of the sprinklers have now popped up. If any of them are struggling to come up, well, you can see with this one here is a bit suffocated with water. It's up to you really. I tend to just tear away some of the leaves if you don't mind getting your hand a bit wet, just so that it can actually spread it out a bit more. And then you probably want to set your phone timer again for 15 minutes. I think I just heard someone's phone timer go off. It must mean that it's time to turn off the sprinkler system. This is the hardest bit. This is when no matter what you do, you're gonna get soaked. But there is a way to optimize the amount of time you spend out of the water. Best thing to do is just to reach for the switch on the right, that tap on the right, and just turn it off. Okay, we're going to try to do that right now. Okay, you'll notice the other one's dropped off straight away because the water pressure also dropped off. At the moment we've got water running through both of these, and it's not really enough to push either the top or the bottom sprinkler system up. I'm turning this off right now, and that's probably how I'd leave it if you're going to turn it off. The last little thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to turn on the sprinkler system for the garden bed. This is called the Sprinkler System 3000 because there's about 3,000 instructions you need to follow to get it right. So, to water the garden bed, what we need to do, we need to ensure that this is open, remains open, and this one here is shut. We want to get as much support as we can for the bottom system. There's probably another way that works for this, but this is a method I've found it works. I turn this on as though I'm turning on the bottom sprinkler system. All the way, and then I'll wait for these sprinklers at the back to pop up. You hear them gurgle, and I'll take the sweet old time. Okay, they are now up and running. Okay, what I want to do is I want to reach for that tap that we had before. Okay. This tap in here, at the moment, that is righty-tighty. We want it to be lefty-loosey. I'm going to turn it anti-clockwise. Alright, let's wind back the clock. And a bit of muscle. And you'll see this one here starts to pop up, hopefully. You might want to help her up a bit. And you see, once you help her up, it tends to stay up. We're going to come across to the other side of the garden bed because there is a secret sprinkler. And this secret sprinkler needs the most help. Once it's up, the water tends to flow a bit better. So, you come into here. This is where the secret sprinkler is located. And once it pops up, the water flow starts improving. In general, I would probably leave this for 15 to 20 minutes. Now, even though these sprinklers are going down here, you'll notice that not a lot of water really effectively runs down here very well. For that reason, I'd probably just advise watering the system down here by hand. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. To water the sprinkler by hand, well, not the sprinkler, to water the garden bed by hand, you'll notice that this here and this here are not connected. There's a royal pain in the buttocks. So, to be able to get water into this hose, I have got the hose 10,000 connected all the way up to the front of the house. So, let's have a follow through and see where this little snake takes us. to do it is just to follow this hose, and you'll see, this is why no water is coming into that hose. What we need to do is disconnect one of the three that will be connected. The blue one takes it out back. Okay, switch that on. This now is ready to go. So pull it over the garden bed and I can start watering the lawn. I'd advise that we just fill up the little ring there for the lemon tree. Probably set this to flat. The rest of the garden, give that a really good soak. And then I'll probably do a similar thing for the lime tree. Okay, when that's done, I'll pull it back over here. Hose reel has a mind of its own, and then switch it off at the front. Episode 2 in the sprinkler system trilogy, we find ourselves at the front of the house again. This one is the most elaborate of these 3 sprinkler systems on offer. So, step 1, ensure that this hose is connected to the front. Step 2, hook this sprinkler system up to the one on the side. Step 3, which we're doing now, because step 2 is already done, I'm going to turn this on. And we're going to see what happens when I do. Comes all the way to the side, and I can see now that my sprinkler is busted. Oh no, it's watering the wall. It's supposed to be watering the lawn. I better fix this. You can now see that the hose is working just fine, because I did a little ninja knot at the end. When that has been on, I'd probably say 15 minutes minimum. And come out front is another way to get there. Show you, if you don't want to do the cement mixer trip, there is another option. Out front we have a good hose reel. Out back is the bad hose reel. This one is good because it does what it's told. It actually stays out if you ask it to stay out. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. This one is long enough that it can reach around the back, around the front of the house to where you saw the green sprinkler. That I would think is super easy to do. The other way through the cement mixer is hard to do. But I brought you here because I'm going to show you how to use the front sprinklers, the final piece in our sprinkler system trilogy. At the front we have 2 sprinkler systems, one for the lawn, the other for the garden bed. Okay, first I'm going to show you the lawn because there's a little hack in here I want to show you, which is kind of cool, and I figured it out myself. So if you haven't heard of it before, I'm the one that told you. Yeah, this is the one that's hooked up to the back. It's probably going to let out some water. Alright, this black one is the first ever sprinkler system I installed. Okay, this one is connected to this little doohickey at the moment, and I'll show you why in a second. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to grab this and hook it up nice and tight there. Make sure your friends, family dogs, cats, frogs, don't trip over the black hole. I'm going to turn this on. You can start hearing the water flow through this black tube. I'm going to gradually turn it on. The reason I say gradually is because I don't trust my own creation. I'm worried that if I turn it on full blast at once, it's going to make everything explode. Alright, I got no idea what this black stuff is. It's probably grease, but I'm not trained. We can come out front and start seeing sprinklers popping up around the place. Some days this takes ages to get going. Today doesn't look too bad. Occasionally you might need to help a few of them up. Which ones? I don't know. It's kind of like playing whack-a-mole, which we all love. When those have been on for about 15 minutes, I would be ready to turn this off. Now, when I turn it off, I'm going to show you one of the greatest hacks I've ever made up. Turn it off. Now, what's going to happen here is if I take this straight out, water is going to come gushing everywhere. So, I've got this little thing to hook up into there so that I lose minimal water. Okay, because we're all about saving water. Just for the video, I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Okay, no water lost. Now, to get the other one going, connect this one. Orange. Turn this on, and you can see I've got the side hoses. Not too distant cousin. The front hose. You can see this going here. Probably leave this on for maybe 15, 20 minutes, of course, not hours. It's going to just like lift the moisture in the garden bed, which I'm hoping does something good for these dying plants. Lastly, you can also hook that end of the hose with this one here and water the roses. The tip for watering the roses is to water directly into these rings, fill them up. Do that for each rose. There are roses along the side as well, and I'd say if you fill up each one twice, you're doing a pretty damn good job. Well, there you have it. We've gone through the entire sprinkler system trilogy, and you're still here. You're still watching, and I'm glad because now we get to learn about Lauren's plants. These are Lauren's plants. Occasionally need some water. Lauren gets really annoyed when you water the leaves and not the base. So, water the base and not the leaves. The succulents very, very rarely need water. How often? I don't know. But if you're planning on watering them, don't. If you're planning on watering them again, maybe. If you plan on watering them a third time, you better do it. The last thing is the water lily. You'll notice the water lily's water is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, I'll just make sure it kind of stays around that level. Lastly, thank you for actually trying to keep up with the complex systems we have at our house.